What's up guys, and welcome back to Move Plus. Hope you're all keeping well out there. We're gonna get into this warm up. So the first minute of which is gonna be any cardio of your choice. We're gonna go with some step ups, which is gonna look like this. So just nice and straightforward, up and down on that for the first minute. The next 4 minutes are going to be 20 seconds on good mornings, and these will just be body weight good mornings, so just a simple hinge at the hips. 10-second rest, and then we go into 20 seconds of plate ground to overhead. So that'll be from floor up to lockout. Okay, again, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and those two things will just alternate back and forth for those remaining 4 minutes. Good to go? All right, starting in 10, so 1 minute of cardio of your choice, guys. You can pick whatever you want to do here. We are going in 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So this one, guys, if you're doing the same thing as us, go for something low, something fairly easy, something that you can just keep continuous, and something that feels good on the body to just roll straight into. If you've been sitting still all day, maybe at a computer, or you've been driving, that sort of stuff, you haven't been moving around too much, we don't want to go anything too aggressive, like a really high, 24 or something like that. Try to go for something on the lower side, and just allow your joints and your muscles the time to just kind of heat up, get the blood flow going, get everything feeling good before we get into the fast and heavy and all that sort of thing. So we've got about 25 more seconds, and from here, guys, the next 4 minutes has that kind of Tabata setup, which is the 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off format. That'll be with the body weight good mornings and the plate ground overheads. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So into the body weight good mornings, guys. So this one is real simple, but we do want to be specific about the body position, right? So all we're doing is just tilting over, but we want to make sure that the spine stays in a fixed position. So we are hinging at the hip joint itself. We're not rounding or curving the spine over. And resting. So 10-second break. We're going to go into the plate ground overheads now. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So as far as the hips go, guys, it's a fairly similar kind of position. We'll probably have the stance maybe a little wider, probably see a little bit more knee bend as we kind of come down to reach for the floor, but pretty much all the same there. We have that same feeling of the spine being fixed. I'm going to touch the plate to the ground at the bottom and then full lockout overhead. And resting. So another 10-second rest. We'll move back onto the good mornings. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So you really want to see those nice vertical shins. You can see that when Em does this, her upper leg is going to move a little bit, but the lower leg is going to stay pretty well still, which means the knees are going to stay still, and we just reach back into that hinge pattern. We're not letting the knees soften to go forwards. And resting. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So you'll notice that the angle of the plate will change from top to bottom. At the bottom, we're going to have it basically straight up and down. So we're reaching the top sort of lip of the plate for the floor, have thumbs pointed down. And then at the top, it's going to roll up to a flat position as our arms hit the lockout. And resting. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Now, if you find you've got really tight hamstrings, guys, maybe your mobility is not crash hot, something you're still working on, just go to where you can. We can see that Em's sort of getting pretty much down to almost like a 90-degree bend at the hip, which is ideally what the end game of this is. For you, you might be just going to like a 45 angle and just working on kind of isolating at the hip, resting for me, and that will get better and better over time as we kind of press and open up that mobility. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So looking at the overhead position now, guys, on the plate ground overhead, we want to see the head just slightly pop through. So it's a nice stacked position. So if you ever find when you're doing this that you can see your arms and you can see the plate, generally means that you're either reaching too far out in front or you're leaning back to hit that lockout position. And resting. Okay, we're going to go one more cycle of each of them. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Notice that M's head will move with the body, so she's not craning the neck up as she comes down. She's actually going to be looking forwards at the top and then slightly downwards at the bottom there, so the whole spine fixes as one piece. And resting. Three, two, one, and go for it. So last section of the warm-up. Going to keep that plate as a fairly close line up the front of the body. Make sure doesn't turn into a swinging motion. It's a pull into a press. So think of like a kind of a muscle clean and press or a muscle snatch kind of motion. And resting. Alrighty guys, so that is the warm-up done.